Alright, so let's do a camper tour. Hey, you coming up here to join the camper tour? Mess everything up because I just made it pretty. You coming up here? Alright, so I was going to try to make this a really nice video, but all the dogs have destroyed my beautiful bed making, so we're just going to make do with what we have. And that is a tailgate. Yes, you are correct in seeing that is my F350 tailgate that is very heavy and is blocking half of my bed. I drive back to Kentucky. My plan is to drop that off along with my tie downs to save some space because, I mean, you know, I love my F350 tailgate, but I don't really want it on my bed. Thing weighs a ton, and if it falls on you, ouch. First off, I've got a nightstand here with some Velcro that came with the camper. I'm not really sure what it was for. I've just never taken off. So I've got, my dogs broke this little shoe rack out of the front of the camper. So I just moved it here and made it a book rack. Works really nice. Over both windows, I've got these little baskets. I've got my glasses, you know, just some miscellaneous stuff, a hat. Sometimes I have a water bottle up there. I have an identical size storage on the other side behind the tailgate that has extra blankets. I have an electric blanket in there, and I've got some sweatshirts and so forth. Things that I don't really need right now. But in here, I have the dog's toys and harnesses and so forth. Over here is my winter gear. And over there is my backpacking gear. So I've got my trekking poles, I've got my sleeping pads, I've got my backpack, my tent, my bear bag, and pretty much everything that I use for backpacking in there. I've managed to become quite ultralight, so I don't have a lot of stuff. Now, obviously my sleeping bags, I use them, so they're not in here, but that's also considered backpacking gear. So like this is my quilt. This is usually what the dogs, of course Agron jumped up here and made it all not perfectly neat. But anyways, and there's my other sleeping bag. My 0 degree quilt that I just got that I haven't had a chance to use yet is in the other cabinet. So we'll show that here in a minute. But in this, I've got my bear bag, my knife, some stuff. I usually put my laptops over here. A lot of my maps and so forth are in here, and a lot of my permits, things like that, like my memorable box is in here. So that works out perfectly, and I have plenty of room for my laptops to go when I'm driving. In here is my electronic equipment. It's not very organized because I've organized it 100 times, but I end up needing stuff out of it. And so I just shove things, and the things that are loose on the top is what I use normally. But anyways, you can kind of see I've got the basket and I've got the matching cabinet down there. Now I do have a suitcase right there. I ended up buying that when I was living in the hotel for a period of time. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or give it to my mom when she comes out here, but it has been handy, especially when I have to stay in hotels, which is not very often. From the bed, this is my kitchen area. I added some sticky tile to make the backsplash look a little bit prettier, and I've added a spice rack. This is a handmade plate by our friend Don. He does amazing woodwork, so that's awesome. Here's my stove. Got a 3 burner, and I've got an oven, but right now it is storing backpacking food. All of my dehydrated foods that I make into meals. I just have to remember to not ever turn that on, which I don't usually forget. So over here is my sink. This is a dog's water bowl. I've got this nice little cutting board. The RV came, or the camper came with a really big wood cutting board, but it was so big and bulky. This is really nice because I can move it to whatever side I want. And then I keep my pocket rocket over here because I usually make my coffee or my tea in the morning. And I don't even use that, so we'll just ignore it. So over here I have a little hanging rack. Right now I've got my Garmin, my 2 solar panel lights, and hanging up. Microwave is storage. I keep a lot of snacks and like stuff that I don't want flying around. Here is my pantry. Got it pretty stocked up right now because I just went to the grocery a few days ago, so I try to keep that pretty organized. It does not stay organized though. In here is just more storage. I have a lot of my snacks in there. I've got my LaCroix, my silverware, my coffee, and then a lot of the plumbing is down there. I try to keep pretty much it all organized. I have some cereal back around the corner, so I try to keep it organized with basket. Seems to be doing pretty good. Here's all of my buttons. This is if I want to turn the water on. These never work. Those have never worked. This is my water heater, so if I want to have a hot shower, which I am running off electric right now because I have the solar panels, I can run off propane, but it tends to have a weird smell of propane, so I turn the propane one off, and I've noticed electric does not get that hot, so I don't usually use that very often. And here is just my junk drawer. I have all of my gloves, my lint rollers, extra fuses, miscellaneous stuff, got some screws and so forth. So that's where I keep my junk drawer. Over here I've got a really nice size fridge and freezer. I would show that to you, but it's just got food in it and it's not very organized. But in here I've got an extra storage where I keep my cleaning supplies and some extra pots and just my miscellaneous kitchen items. It came with this little rack here, so I just have an extra towel. Down here came with the rack, so I just use that as my Ziplocs and things like that. Now this corner I have my heater buddy with my camera. That's my solar charger or my charge controller. Tells me how much is in my battery. Like right now I'm at 100% and I have a full battery. That's my heater. Right now I've got a bungee cord connected to my heater and my door because I broke a lot of things. I've broken a lot of things in this RV and I don't have any of the tools. So I need to go buy tools. I keep saying I'm gonna go buy tools, but I'm very lazy. If y'all have been following my journey, I kind of just live with stuff. For example, like the first week on the road, I lost one of the pieces to my chain outside from my back deck. And so I've been using a orange strap and I'm happy with it. Looks a little tacky, but I'm fine with it. So I have broken a lot of things in this. Okay, coming over here, I broke this door. That happened. I hit that bump and everything fell out of my truck. I tried to fix it, but it just all disintegrated. So in here I have a cabinet. It's a double door cabinet, but right now it's just a one door with an open concept. But anyways, on this side is where I store all my clothes and my extra electronics. I'm keeping my Jackery here. It's full. Well, pretty much full. Otherwise I would have it outside charging. I've got my summer clothes, got long sleeve shirts, extra electronics, long sleeve shirts and sweatshirts, undergarments and socks, my 0 degree quilt. And then on this side, I don't have everything in here because I am set up at camp, but I have my hanging things. So I have my puffy jacket, my rain jacket, and then I've got my flannel fleece. Here's my drinking water. So even if it is potable, I try not to drink it. So I do have this. I just pull it out when I want to use it. And then it's got this little lever. And it's just nice tucked out of the way. Now, when I'm driving, I do put my Goal Zero solar panel tucked in right here. And it fits perfectly so I can still shut the door. And that has been phenomenal. This little cubby, I have my other 100-watt solar panel that's portable. I've got some miscellaneous things. I got my camp chair. Got a few things. It's really hard to see in there, but that's where I keep that. In this nook, I have hammock and my hammock straps so that I can easily access those. Now in here, I've got dog food and dog bowls. I'm almost out of dog food, so I need to go buy some more. And then on this side is my laundry. And it's perfectly placed so that when I'm sitting on the couch, it smells delightful. Which is perfect because right across is the bathroom. Now, bathroom is really just a big storage area. It's where I keep a lot of my stuff. This is my laundry. So I do need to go into town to do laundry. But this is the room that gets the best sun, so I try to keep my plants in here. This is where I keep my toilet paper. There's nothing really all that exciting in there. But yeah, this is just extra storage. So I've got my dog's sleeping pad. I've got my, if I have achy muscles, I keep my straightener and my curling iron in here and my ice axe. very random, but I keep that in there. Water so I can brush my teeth, makeup, so forth. T-shirts, yoga mat, my toiletry bag. Up here I have an electric vacuum. I've only used it once. Doesn't really have a good charge, but it could be that I didn't charge it long enough. Extra paper towels, lotion, and so forth. You know, sink, pretty standard stuff. Hi! In here is where I keep all of my stuff. So if I want to take a shower, I usually get rid of this. That's in the way. But I've got a shower curtain right here that I just tuck in and it just wraps around. And if I want to, you know, take a shower, I can. I've got a little handheld. I keep my broom right here. So this is where I do my business. I try to go outside as much as possible just because I don't like going into town to dump the tanks. It's not hard, it's just I do it all the time, and I don't have very big tanks. So I try to only utilize it when absolutely necessary. Now under the couch, I do have a nice storage area. So here's my laptop table. Hardly ever use it. I probably should just get rid of it. My shoes, and I usually put a jackery there at the end of the day. So this is usually where I sit. The dogs come. There's one of them. And it's plenty of space. I used to have the table up, but I found that there's a better use of the space, so I don't keep the table up. I do wish I had a table. So one of the things that I plan to do when I get back to Kentucky and I do some work on this camper is I'm going to refigure this whole living area, rip it out. I have to replace a lot of the stuff underneath anyway because of a lot of the water damage that I inherited. So I'm going to cut this couch up a little bit. I'm going to get rid of all of this extra space and have more walking space and more room to navigate with the 3 dogs, and try to come up with like a swivel table of some sort that kind of like flips up somewhere. But that is the plan. I haven't really done a whole lot of upgrades to the RV yet, but I do plan to start painting and doing a lot more homey touches to it, like remodeling things. I've done some things like this, wallpaper and wallpaper on the bed, but that's pretty much all I've done. So I will be making some more upgrades in the near future, and when I do that, I will give you another tour with all of the updates, and by then I plan to have all of the things that are broken fixed. By then I'll probably have new things that are broken that I'll need to fix, but you know, at least it's not the same things that have been broken for months, right? Alright my friends, that's going to pretty much wrap up my camper tour. If there's anything specific that I did not cover that you would like me to, leave me a comment in the comment box below. Let me know what you would like to see and I will try to make that happen. But that is the inside of my home, and this is where I live full time with 3 dogs. It's actually quite spacious considering it's not very spacious. I'm just walking around the camp. I'm the only one here. None of the other sites are filled, so I've definitely got this place to myself. I just talked to the kennel. I'm kenneling my dogs for the part of the time that my mom comes out, so that we can go on a backpacking trip and not have to worry about the dogs in the snow and stuff like that. So I just got all that confirmed, so that's awesome. Making progress. Alright, I am doing my water thing, harvesting the solar, getting some UV rays, and about 1,500 mosquito bites. with this beautiful view.